I always love Jen Hex because a couple of these guys have not slept the better part of 24 hours, so it's going to be like Jerry Lewis at the end of the telethon. This should be fun. Welcome back, everybody. For Jen Hex today, we've got Carly Shimkus, Law and Crime Network host Jesse Weber, Your World Audio wingman Dion Baya, and last but not least, Lauren Simonetti, Fox Business star. All right, Jesse, I want to bounce this one first off you. Americans will avoid talking politics during the holiday season. I thought we got over this last year with the Trump thing. Apparently not. But is that a good idea?
This is a joke, right?
Right.
You're joking.
Amazing.
Someone really believes that politics will not be talked about. It's in every single debate, every single subject. Politics comes in. You believe that not one person is going to do a Trump impression at family dinners? Of course they will. Of course they will.
Mashed potatoes are serious.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Right.
That's fling the mashed potatoes.
But the great thing about it is in this country is you can have family members who believe one thing, kids believing another thing, but everybody comes together on Thanksgiving. Will they talk about it? Of course.
But some families set up stipulations.
Yeah,
no politics,
yeah, but I think
right?
some people wait. They'll, you know, they know what your political views are, so when you get to the table. And the thing about family, the dynamic there is, since you guys know each other so intimately, growing up together, whatever, there has to be no pleasantries. You could just start being like, so come on.
But it happens with in-laws, right? Don't in-laws, because it's the mixing of the families.
That's true. That's a good point. So even if you and your family, you know, all agree on one political issue, the marriage comes into play, and then, you know, all
married in.
Yeah.
Then
but,
alcohol.
You know, what we're talking about is a poll that said that most people will avoid politics.
They'll actually have those guidelines going in. We will not talk politics.
Now another part of the poll said that people would actually rather talk about their personal finances than politics over Thanksgiving, which means that people would rather face personal judgment among their family members than talk about, you know, tax reform.
But politics is in your personal finances.
Right.
It all goes together. I feel like, especially with this tax stuff now, you can't talk about.
And I think the more you want to avoid it, the more it comes up. Doesn't this stuffing remind you of that?
But it's nothing new, too, because it's going back years. Like, that's the gentlemanly or the proper way at a dinner table to never talk about religion or politics, because there's going to be very, you know, coarse.
Or get drunk.
What is there going to be, a referee up? That's outside the boundaries.
Yeah,
right
well,
there.
it's whoever
Let me switch gears a little. Do any of you have any kids? All right.
I think I'm the oldest one here aside from you.
All right, so here's the reason why I mention is this. California's proposal that if you don't have kids, then you don't pay school tax. As simple as that. What do you think of that?
I love it. I don't think it's going to work. When we were looking for a house a couple years before we had kids, we said, we are going to pay all of these taxes when we're not even using the schools, and then we have a kid and we're still not using the schools. But I just don't think this is going to fly, because what happens if you have those high taxes and you put your kids in private school? Do you get money back? Do you save? No, I just don't see how this works. But
and isn't the undercurrent of that paying into that, if you have a good school system, it helps, you know, people who are single and own their homes or without kids versus those who have them anyway.
And, you know, I'm fine with paying into, you know, education, even though I don't have children. I think that people have to pay some sort of taxes in order for this country to function. That might not necessarily benefit them personally. What I don't like
But it improves the value of your home where you are,
yeah,
right?
absolutely. Where I'm concerned, not because taxes for education benefit the greater good of children in the country. What I take issue with is when the government spends money in stupid ways. You know,
There's
ways.
no regulation of where you don't see the follow through of where it goes. I live up in Westchester, and we get a STAR deduction, a STAR credit if you own a home and you make under a certain amount for this. So I don't see why California could do something of the same, because at the end of the day, it's like there's a 50%
It's a proposal. I doubt it would legally. You're a lawyer, right? Would that pass?
Here's the problem. In principle, it sounds great. A bunch of young people don't want to. I don't have kids. I don't want to pay this. The problem is, where's the government going to recoup those expenses? Is it going to be increased taxes?
And by the way, it starts out. Let's say you don't have kids now. You could later on. Do you then, at that point, start paying?
And then what about families? The kids move out of the nest. They're still paying those taxes in those.
What about?
By the way, I'm the one who asked the question.
It's an extreme example, but what about if your house doesn't, you know, ever catch fire? Do you not want to pay for the fireman's salary? I mean, I don't.
It's a
no, and you know what? Though,
slippery slope.
One guy proposed this, and if this guy went to public school or benefit from any sort of public education in his life, he's a total hypocrite. So I don't think.
Ooh, okay, good point. Let me raise this with you. You guys have never done this, of course, but 4 to 10 workers call in sick when they aren't under the weather. In other words, they come up with outlandish excuses. There are some doozies. I know you guys have never done that, but have you ever felt tempted to do it? The one I like, my dog swallowed my car keys, or my phone exploded, hurt my hand. What do you think?
This is amazing to think that not only are these excuses, but these are excuses that have been glommed together as if people all around the country had these ideas, the same excuses, and then they made it onto a list of polling. So if there's people...
Wait, I need to highlight...
don't use the burnt hand remark.
Yeah, or you know...
Been there, done that.
I need to highlight one. A bear is in my yard and I'm afraid.
No, that's actually good.
That's actually pretty good.
But how many times people just binge watch Stranger Things and like, I can't not see how this ends and not go to work.
I've never done that.
But the problem is I
Really?
all the time.
Really?
The thing is if you love what you do...
You've done that?
Me?
I can't believe that.
I mean, it's a great season. I don't know if you've watched it. It's fantastic.
Sure, absolutely.
But the thing is, if you love what you do and you want to be successful, you shouldn't be making excuses why not to come to work. You should be making excuses for your family about why you're working so late. That's really what it is.
That's actually good. Then you can alienate them at the Thanksgiving dinner table.
This is the reality. A lot of people actually go to work sick because sometimes you're just a little under the weather, but you don't want to take a day. You want to save your sick days to do personal stuff.
What do you think is the most
Fun
popular
stuff.
sick day? By far.
Probably the day after a holiday.
Monday. It's by far.
Not Friday?
No, Monday.
How would you...
Because you got the Sunday
You
blues.
wouldn't do that.
No, I've been to meetings.
And message to all millennials
it's
out there.
overwhelming. It's the day most will take off.
Stay off social media. When you call in sick for whatever reason, whatever
you
your
can't go
excuse
party on the
is,
beach.
don't go on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter because your boss is checking.
Yeah.
You can catch what you're
Yeah,
really
and Neil's
doing.
all over the internets.
Oh, sure.
Interlobes.
Instaface.
Yeah,
That's me.
Twixter.
Yeah, exactly.
MySpace.
All right, guys. Now look, I'm on to you. All right, all of you. All right?
No, there's nothing.
No
We're
arguing
innocent.
at the dinner table. Be nice. Behave yourselves at Thanksgiving. Just say your in-laws are right if you're with them, even
Mine
if you
don't
don't
speak
agree.
English.
Really? Okay,
That's
that
even
could
better.
actually,
They just sit there
that could
and
actually
smile.
come in
So
handy.
Thanksgiving is going to be fine in your household.
fine.
It's totally
All right,
fine.
guys, thank you all very, very much. Shimkus had the audacity to just surmise that I was the oldest person here.
I mean,
So she left me out of this debate.
know.
All right, that'll do it here.
Better
Have a great
be.
weekend, everybody.